Hey YouTube family, Lisa A. Romano here, the Breakthrough Life Coach, and today I want to talk about codependency, empaths, and compassion, and boundaries. Very important. Many of us who find ourselves attracting narcissists discover that we have so much empathy for the people that we love who are not being very nice to us. We have so much compassion for people who hurt our feelings. Ever since we're little, most of us, feel as if we could understand why people were not nice to us. And so I know in my own situation, when my mother was being abrasive, I would observe how my mom and dad were interacting, and I could kind of presume and assume that because daddy wasn't being very nice to mommy, and he wasn't being, considerate of her feelings and how hard she was working throughout the day, and he was being abrasive, that I could kind of assume that that's why mommy was not nice to me. So I was having, even at 5, 6, 7, or 8 years old, I had such great compassion for my mom. And I realized later on that I was an empath and that I could feel what other people were feeling. And while it's a wonderful quality to have as a human being, it could be very, very difficult to navigate. When you're a child and all you can do is feel, you don't know how to shut it off. You're feeling, for me, I didn't know if I was crazy, if I was imagining that I could feel what a plant felt, or I could feel what a dog felt, or what a bird felt. I don't know. But I just, as a little kid, I remember walking past plants, and if they were broken, I would think to myself, oh my God, that poor plant, that hurts. Maybe I was imagining it. I don't know. I can't be sure. But I remember distinctively being a child and thinking that I could feel what that plant felt. I would worry about the birds. I would worry about squirrels. I would worry about bears and dogs. And when there was a thunderstorm, I would think, oh my God, these poor animals. I would hear a chainsaw like blocks away and immediately think about a tree being cut down and imagine that I could feel what that tree must be feeling. And so some children come into this world and they can't help it. They feel everything. And that's really hard when you're a kid, because there are a lot of people who don't feel what other people are feeling. There are a lot of people who don't care what other people are feeling. There are parents who never question how their children feel. It's beyond me to imagine being a parent who doesn't consider how his or her child feels. But the reality is there are a lot of parents out there who just don't give a crap. And so those of us who have this tremendous empathy and are empaths, may have been born to people who are just out of touch, not only with us, but with themselves, with the world. They just have no understanding or compassion or empathy for anything that's going on. And so, but the problem is here, dear one, is that when we are born sensitive creatures, we don't have very good boundaries very often. And so when I met boyfriends, and my first boyfriend in particular, I was like 14 or 15, and I was such a love addict at the time, completely boy crazy. And he would like time me, like, see if you can get here in 5 minutes. And I would run to his house like an idiot, full of sweat. And then I was wondering, is my makeup okay? Is my makeup? It's insane. I was a codependent at 14 or 15 years old. I was codependent at 7. Really. But I would, in my head, understand why he was like that. Oh, that's because, he doesn't feel loved at home. And I just need to prove to him that I love him. So I'm going to run over there. When he was flirting with other girls, I would say, that's because he's insecure. He flirts because he's insecure. I totally understood why he was the way he was, but I had no compassion for myself. I had no empathy for myself. Now, this video is about trying to help codependents and those of us who have tremendous empathy for others figure out how we can still have empathy for others, how we can still be compassionate for others, but, figure out what's the boundary, like, when do we go over the line? Well, this is my suggestion. Again, I'm not a religious person, but I think the Bible is tremendous history book, in my opinion. And I love the parables and I love the messages. And, the parable of turning the other cheek, me personally, that means when you turn the other cheek, what happens? When you turn the cheek, your eyes go. Your eyes go in the direction of your cheeks. And so I think turn the other cheek means focus on something else, number one. I also think it means turn and walk away. If what's showing up in your reality you don't like or you're not happy with, turn around and walk away. Just walk away from it, or at least bring your attention away from it. Take the focus back into your body and then choose to focus upon lovely things. It's also in the Bible. I love when the Bible says, do unto others as you would have others do unto you. Dear ones, let's break that down. If I want you to treat me, do unto others as you will have others do unto you. If I want you to treat me a certain way, then I have to treat myself a certain way. And if I am supposed to love others as I love myself, it's presumed I love myself. So all love, all compassion, and all empathy, dear ones, must begin with me, must begin with self. When that's the boundary. And so before I offer someone who's mean to me compassion and empathy and understanding, before I offer a narcissist understanding, I'm first going to spend time understanding what that person's behavior is costing me. So I'm going to understand that first and foremost. I'm going to make sure that I am loving me, that I am taking care of me, that I am honoring me, mother, father, that is in me, my female and male energy. I'm going to make sure that I put myself, that I honor myself, and that I respect the temple, the spirit, and the temple that my spirit lives in. I'm going to respect my body. And so if I feel out of alignment with someone, and that is because they are inconsiderate of my feelings, or as we all share, when we are codependent and we're empaths and we attract narcissistic people or just abusive people, self-absorbed people, addicts, what we find time and time again is that the person that we're dealing with, we're constantly trying to understand them, but they never try to understand us. And then here we go. So they're mean to us, and we say to ourselves, but that's because his mother smothered him, and now that's why he can't feel close to me because, his mother smothered him, and now he has a problem with intimacy. And all the while, he's calling us crazy, and all the while, he's saying, leave me alone, and all the while, he's shutting down, and all the while, he's blocking our ability to flow love to him, and also, he's blocking his ability to flow love to us. So we're coming up short, and all the while, we're understanding. It's gone too far at that point. So before we can love anyone else, and before we can have compassion for anyone else, and before we can be kind and loving to anyone else and have empathy for others, it's very important. The main goal is first to ask self a couple of questions. So it's a checklist. Before I take care of that person, have I ensured that I've taken care of myself? Because if I don't, I'm going to resent them. Before I offer that person compassion who's hurt my feelings, am I taking into accountability how that person's actions have affected me? Before I offer that person understanding, am I offering myself self-understanding? Am I understanding what this relationship is costing me on an emotional level? Emotions are everything, dear one. Emotions they are the language of your heart. And so if you're not paying attention to how you feel, you're not paying attention to your heart. And you will suffer. And you will spiritually feel neglected. And psychologically, you'll be angry. It's very important that we also, as we move forward on this spiritual path, is that we begin to see ourselves as a trinity. That we begin to see ourselves separate in a way, but understand that the trinity that we are makes up the whole that we are. We have to understand our psychological selves. Our brains have been downloaded with faulty information. That's where our psychology comes from, and a lot of our personality traits come from. Yes, some people believe that personality traits can be genetic. Okay, whatever. Let's just say that represents the physical, okay? the psychology, so the brain. And so we're also spiritual. And so spirit, if those of you who are atheists, will say self, the innate aspect of me. So we're mind, psychology, we are spirit, soul, and we're also body. We're physical beings. And so we are a trinity that encapsulates this whole. As children, we're downloaded with information. But this is the thing. It doesn't go into our brain, okay? It does, but it doesn't come from the outside world, and our brain doesn't pick up this information. It is our hearts. So our hearts are sending out this vibration. So we have like this auric field that's full of tentacles, and we're grabbing all this information, and it's being transmitted to us in the form of waves. So we can feel our parents' energy, and we're sucking in those vibrations, and the vibrations are felt by the heart. Now the heart sends that data to the brain. And so if I feel unloved in my heart, that information is downloaded into the brain. I feel unloved. Now the brain will assume that the being is unlovable, okay? And the brain then gets imprinted with this idea that I am unlovable. Whatever the I am is unlovable. And then we go out in this world feeling unlovable. If you're an empath, then you are constantly pulling information just normally. Even if you're not an empath and you can't feel other people's feelings, but you're very compassionate and you're empathetic towards, you have empathy for people just normally, and you're very sensitive, then you too will be picking up on other people's energies. Now, again, this is a great, great quality to have as a human being if you have boundaries, if you have developed and worked on the spirit of discernment. Lots of us get tripped up on the idea of objectifying a behavior. So I've worked with clients, and I struggled with this myself. Well, if I label my husband passive-aggressive, am I judging him? No. If I label my husband passive-aggressive, that helps me identify his behavior. And then by identifying his behavior, not judging it, I'm not saying you're an a-hole because you're passive-aggressive. That's different. I'm not saying you're unworthy because you're passive-aggressive. I need to identify your behavior just as I would if I'm walking through a jungle. That's a butterfly, that's a cobra, that's a zebra, that's a rhino, that's an alligator. That's discernment. I have to know what I'm dealing with. And so we have to move beyond feeling bad about ourselves for being able to identify certain characters in our life and their personality traits. So as empaths and codependents and people who are very, very compassionate by nature, very important that you have to develop empathy and compassion and unconditional love for self first. What are my experiences costing me? Okay? That you have to have, you cannot offer anyone unconditional love or compassion unless you first offer it to self. All love starts with self-love. When you really, really, really love yourself, then you don't judge yourself anymore. And then you don't judge other people. So that's why the goal, and loving yourself is not selfish. Okay? So if someone's being cruel to me and I say, okay, I need to pull away from that person and put some distance between me and them, I'm loving myself. If I say, no, I don't feel like going to that birthday party, and it's because I don't want to be around you, and people are going to get upset, that's not selfishness. That's self-care. Now, other people are going to be upset because they can't control my ass anymore. I got to let that go, because my goal is to offer self-love first and have compassion for self first. Once I understand why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I know that I'm nurturing self, and I'm not doing it to hurt anybody, it's really out of self-preservation, then I'm good with that. And then I have to learn to accept that other people have a right to their opinion of me, and that they have a right to be unhappy with me. And I have to learn to accept that and be self-compassionate about how that makes me feel. That might hurt my feelings, and I need to have compassion for myself in that situation. So it always comes back to loving self and having compassion for self first. Boundaries are very important. The other thing that we have to keep in mind is that those of us who are very, very compassionate, we judge ourselves terribly. We have to stop doing that. We have to stop doing that. We have to learn to identify the difference between discernment and judging. So discernment means I'm looking to figure out what kind of personality you have, what's your communication style, whether or not you have empathy, whether or not you can see me, whether or not you have the ability to hear me. That is not judging the person. If you stand there and you call the girl a biatch because she's not listening to you, that's a judgment. That's not cool. If you say to her she's no good, or she's crazy, or she's this and she's that, and you get all self-righteous, that's not cool. But when we are moving out and about in our life, it's very important that those of us who are empaths and codependents, naturally compassionate, we must develop the spirit of discernment. We have to know who and what we're dealing with. Because if we don't, we're going to go down with the ship every time. We're going to attract people who are very problematic, and our compassionate hearts are going to seek to understand them. And we'll be able to figure them out. And then if we have a teacher's spirit, we'll want to teach them how to get out of whatever it is they're in. And if we're codependent, then we'll keep trying to fix them. And before you know it, we're wasted. We're dried up. We're angry and we're resentful, and we're stuck on hamster's wheels and we can't get off. You know, it's like a Ferris wheel that just keeps going around and around and around and around. And sometimes the cycles become addictive. So dear ones, please let me know if this information has resonated with you. Let me know what kind of videos you'd like me to make. I take a lot of most of my direction comes from you guys. So you send me an email at healingselfesteem@gmail.com, and I'll be glad to answer your comments in down below, and to keep making videos that inspire you to stay on this path. Dear ones, it's about becoming our light bodies. You are a light body, and my goal is to just help awaken you and to help you remember that it's not you, dear ones. It's not you. It's your programming. Below your subconscious mind, below all the programs that have taught you that you're not enough, which is rampant in this society, the idea that we're not enough. So beyond those programs is your divine, authentic self. And all we have to do is wake up and then start weeding through those psychological belief systems that keep us stuck. And as we do that, we're able to get higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. We're able to move into higher realms of consciousness. Then the crown chakra opens up, and we feel like we have wings, and we get it. We get it. We were never not enough. It's just awesome. Welcome, 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 welcome. We are all members of the family of light. Namaste, dear ones.